Cody Rhodes was sent to NXT to put a final nail in the coffin at AEW, and when he was there, he reunited with three former AEW superstars. Let's see if this was shots fired or if it was cringe. Hell, it might have been both, alright, because I actually thought this was quite pathetic. I think when WWE reference AEW, they do it in a manner that kind of goes under the radar, but in AEW, it's like all out. They have to mention WWE. I mean, they do it every week, for God's sake, but here, we say as is here. I'm not going to pretend that WWE doing this is fantastic and it's brilliant. But all I would say is at least when they do it, it just doesn't come across as pathetic. But I do think this is cringy. We're going to break it down. So WWE World Champion Cody Rhodes made a special appearance on the June 11th, 2024 edition of WWE NXT. Cody announced that a battle royal would take place to determine Trick Williams' next challenger for the NXT title. So essentially, it's going to be a 25-man battle royal, and he said there's going to be people from all sorts of locker rooms. So does that mean the AEW guys that are coming in? Does that mean a host of main roster guys? Or does that mean, hell, even some people from TNA? Could we see Joe Hendry in that battle royal? I'm not too sure, right? But he then met up backstage, and they did the whole Spider-Man point thing with Sean Spears, Ethan Page, and Brian Pillman Jr. in an attempt to hype up the Battle Royal. And then Cody said, "Seems like you guys are in a good place," before he then left. Right. Now that's pretty much all that it was to it. But let's call a spade, right? These four guys have left AEW to go to WWE, and only one of them has been better off for doing it. Now, yeah, Ethan Page is just in the door, alright? He's just in the door. He's in the door. He had that match against Trick Williams. He lost. That's where it's peaked for him. It can only go downhill for him, and no one can even change my opinion on that. There's no argument. It's only downhill from here, right? But even if you want to say, well, he looks like he's going to be a main eventer in NXT. All right, I'll hold you to it. Maybe in a few months' time he could be, but I'm going to bet big money that he won't be. Right. As for Cody Rhodes, obviously world champion. It's been mega successful for him leaving AEW. All right. And I guess when Cody says, seems like you guys are in a good place, he's referring to the company just being a good place and better than AEW. But if you look at Pillman, right? Guy came in, Brian Pillman must have come in like, what, 8 months ago? It was way in, it could be a year ago, hell, I don't even know how long ago he came in, right? But the guy's amounted to nothing. He came in, he lost the Brian Pillman Jr. name. He's going by what, Lexus Ling, I don't know, whatever the hell his name is, right? He's amounted to nothing. He's getting jobbed out against guys coming down from the main roster. He's getting jobbed out against other new talent in NXT. Can we really sit here and pretend that this guy is honestly better off in NXT than AEW? I think at best you can say for him is that nothing's changed. But what my argument would that be is this is developmental. This is the third brand. In AEW, you know, they kind of just have the whole shebang unless you're on Dark, right? So for me, Brian Pillman Jr. is not in a good place. He's not in a better off position than what he was when he was in AEW. And as for Sean Spears, they only brought him in because he's Cody. He's Cody's wee boy. He's Cody's bum boy. There's not much else to it. He's done nothing. He's just been completely forgotten about. And I mean, Sean Spears, right, is one of those guys who actually benefited massively, in my opinion, for going from WWE to AEW. Seeing WWE, he was the guy that came out at number 10 in the Royal Rumble. Seeing AEW, I'm not saying he was good, I'm not even saying he was fucking above average, but he was coming out with a steel chair. Oh, how great was that? But he's being called the chairman. He was actually being involved in like main event feuds and segments. That's way more than what can be said for the guy in WWE. So I think at best you can rule that two of these guys are better off, but two of these guys are worse. And I genuinely think that in a couple of months you're going to be saying that Ethan Page has done nothing apart from that first match, which sucked, and he has nothing. He's got no look to him whatsoever. So Cody can act Cody big balls and pretend that NXT and WWE is a better place, right? Maybe it is for him, but see for the rest of them, how can you even argue it is? You know, I think Ethan Page is too early to say, but the other two, they may as well have just stayed in AEW. I'm sure they were getting more money. So, you know, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And the same goes for people in WWE jumping ship. You know, I think it's just pathetic, these shots fired, but it's alright for Cody to say it. He dethroned Roman Reigns. He had a bloody Mania match with The Rock. I think these other three we are getting that. These three aren't even getting to the main roster. That sums it up.